Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Wake Up and Airbrush. My name is Dorothy, and I am one of the beauty experts here at Luminess. And it is time to just kind of dig in, do our demos, and talk about all of the different formulas that we have available to you. So, one of the biggest things that people come in and talk to us about is they're always concerned about the color. And of course, color is important, right? Having that color match, having that color be the best match to your skin tone, like that's important. But formula is more important than color. And let me tell you why. That is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the different formulas that we have, why it is so important to get the right formula for your skin type, for your wants, for your needs, for your desires, all of the things, so that you can have a look you will love. And so, really, finding the best formula for you is our top priority. Okay, so let's talk about, we have 3 different Airbrush Silk Foundation formulas, okay? There are 3 different ones, and 2 of them almost look the same. There's a little bit of difference in coloring, but there are 3 different formulas. You have Tinted Moisturizer, which is our Airbrush Veil Tinted Moisturizer. It's a sheer to light formula. This is for my no makeup girlies. You want your skin to look amazing. Yeah, you're not into makeup, but you love to have a polished look. The second one is the Airbrush Veil or the Airbrush Spray Silk Foundation. This is our best seller main foundation formula that is good for all skin types, good for all tones, good. I mean, this is our main Mama Jamma. She is good for 99% of all of our people, depending upon your preference. And so our Airbrush Spray Silk is what we sell out of all of the time. And she is going to be a medium to full coverage kind of foundation. And then, of course, you have our Airbrush Spray Face and Body Foundation. This foundation is for people who like full coverage, sweat resistant, tear resistant, transfer resistant, all of the things. Like, you want everything in that formula. This is your formula. So we're going to really go into depth about what is the difference and how do you choose your best formula today. And normally I don't go into deep depth of what is in each of the products, but today we will. And we are going to talk about what they will do and what they won't do so that you can choose your best formula. Okay, let's start with the lightest and airiest of all of the foundations, the Airbrush Spray Silk or the Airbrush Veil Tinted Moisturizer. Now, our Airbrush Veil Tinted Moisturizer is a light sheer coverage, okay? You're not going to get a heavy mask. You're not going to get a whole lot of coverage. So if you have blemishes, if you have hyperpigmentation, if you have real challenges for coloring, this probably will need a concealer to work with it to give you the coverage you want. But if you have a fairly evened out skin tone, you're maybe a little bit older, or you have no major hyperpigmentation, but you want your skin to look hydrated, you want your skin to really be the star of the show, and you want that no makeup look, the Airbrush Veil Tinted Moisturizer is your formula. It has hydrolyzed silk in it. It has aloe in it. It has it has hyaluronic acid in it so that it does the plumping, it does the hydration, and it really calms and soothes the skin. And then it has a little bit of tinting in it to even out your skin tone all over. So my light foundation girlies, want my skin to look like my skin girlies, no major coverage, this is your formula. The next formula that we are going to talk about is, you know what, I'm going to jump ahead. Full coverage, okay? Because I'm going to demo this one. Full coverage. If you are on the opposite end of the spectrum and you're like, no, I have things I need to cover, I have hyperpigmentation. I have acne. I have, dark circles. I have really coloring that needs to be covered. I like a full coverage look, and I want it to not transfer. I want it to not have any kind of, I want it to stay put. I need it to last 14, 16 hours. This airbrush spray face and body is your formula. This is strong enough as far as pigmentation goes to cover up tattoos, to cover up large issues or challenges with hyperpigmentation, melasma, any of those issues that are color based. This right here is going to cover it all. I used this formula on my daughter for her wedding, not because she needed a lot of heavy coverage, but because we went down into the chest and onto the body, and it smoothed everything out for photos, kept it all looking really beautifully blended, beautifully put together, and it photographed amazingly and was transfer resistant. So it didn't get on her dress. It didn't like rub off whenever she hugged people. I used it because the formula is formulated well enough for skin on the face that I don't have to worry about it being heavy, settling into fine lines and wrinkles, and I could cry and it didn't run. So this formula is really your go-to for a stay put, heavy duty formula that is transfer resistant, water resistant, sweat resistant, and give you full coverage on all of the things. So you have sheer coverage with the Airbrush Veil Tinted Moisturizer, and then you have full coverage on the Airbrush Face and Body. Both of those are at the opposite ends of our spectrum when it comes to coverage and when it comes to what they will do. Now, right smack dab in the middle is our star of the show. And I'm going to go ahead and shake it up as I talk about it, because remember, with all of our products, you really need to shake them up to be able to get the full benefits of the pigmentation released. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and prime. If you have not used our primer, I got to tell you, our primer is one of my favorite products out there. And I'm just putting this in there because it really does help with the skin to be hydrated and prepped for what is to come. And you really do want to make sure that your skin is as hydrated as possible, has the nourishment and all of the things that it needs so that the foundation can do its job to the fullest extent. Okay, so I went ahead and primed. Now let's talk about our Airbrush Spray Silk Foundation. This has sold out so many times in so many ways. This foundation is medium to full coverage. In other words, it's buildable. You can add more as you need it. You can take away more as you don't need it. And it is one of those foundations that 2 short sprays is going to start your coverage out. It is an airbrush-like consistency, which means it's just the pigmentation. It doesn't have all of the extra additives in it, all of the emollients in it. It doesn't have all of the extra stuff in it that is going to sit heavily on the skin and settle into your fine lines and wrinkles. It also is buildable to give you maximum coverage. If you like a fuller coverage, then it'll give you a fuller coverage. If you like a medium coverage, then it's going to start out with, you do the 2 short sprays like I'm doing now, it's going to start out giving you that medium balanced cover. Now, the wonderful thing about this foundation is it works with your skin tone. In other words, it's not going to make you look like you have a mask on your face. It is going to let your skin shine through and work naturally with the pigment that is in this bottle. And so if you end up looking masky, or if you end up looking cakey, that means you've applied too much at once. And that's one of our little problem solve things. I like a little bit more coverage right here in my cheeks and around my nose. And so I just build a little bit there. I don't put it all over my skin. I just put it in the areas that I want that little bit more coverage at. And this foundation gives me that coverage while still letting my skin look natural, shine through, and, be hydrated. The last thing you want is anything super heavy on your skin, especially as you get older. I'm over 50 and I don't want anything heavy sinking and settling into my skin. And so this formula is light and airy, but gives me the coverage that I need to cover up, the broken capillaries on my cheeks, the red and ruddiness around my nose, which I have, and the redness in my chin. And so going ahead and having a balanced formula that sits right in the middle is so important. So, if you are looking for a balanced formula that works with your skin tone, that really helps your skin show, but gives you a medium amount of coverage, the Airbrush Spray Silk Foundation is your formula. This is, I would say, every woman can wear this foundation. Okay. The coverage is buildable and you can go as light as you want or as heavy as you want. Now, sometimes it's more beneficial to use maybe a concealer to get a little bit of highlight here and there, or to build and add to it. But as far as coverage goes, that the Airbrush Spray Silk Foundation will bring a full coverage if you build it properly. What you don't want to do is oversaturate that brush and put on too much at once, because you want your skin to be able to work with it and it to use the undertones of your skin and mesh with the undertones of your skin, giving you that natural look. Hello, Andrea. So good to see you. Glad you are here and joining us today. We are talking about all of the different formulas that Luminess carries in our Airbrush Spray Silk formulas. There are so many great formulas, and we love, love, love that we have options for those formulas. The Airbrush Spray is one of those that is super easy to use. For those that do not want all of the options with our Breeze system, they're like, look, airbrushing is such a great tool, okay? And I love our Breeze system, but sometimes that's just too much for some people, and I get it. I understand. They just want a quick foundation, put it on, and let's get on about our day. Like, I hear you, I feel you. That is why we created the Airbrush Spray Silk Foundation. And I'm telling you, this medium coverage is what most people love and have used throughout our airbrushing journey. Okay, so I am just going to finish up this look real quick by using our FaceTime palette. This is our 12-piece FaceTime palette that makes it to where everything you need to do your makeup is in one place. And it's one of my favorite palettes because I can do my eyes with it. I can do my brows. I can contour as much as I want to do with my makeup, or as little as I want to do with my makeup, I can do with this palette. And it is a great add-on. It works seamlessly with the tinted moisturizer, or even with the full coverage, or it works with all our formulas. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I can name all of the formulas, but it works great with all of our formulas. All righty. We're letting all of this, you'll look at me and I look like it's really heavy and it's really blotchy, it's stripy looking because we have not blended it out yet. So just trust the process. We're going to go ahead and put some mascara on, and then I am going to come in. If you have hung out with me any length of time, you know that one of my favorite techniques is to buff. And so I'm going to come in and buff this out so that everything looks seamless and blended. If you have tried any of our Airbrush Spray foundations, I would love to hear what kind you tried and how you liked it. I would love to hear, did you try the tinted, have you tried our Tinted Veil Moisturizer? That one is so good, especially if you are looking to maybe, I love using the Airbrush Veil Tinted Moisturizer whenever I have a tan happening and I don't want to go heavy on my face, but I want to tint my face to match the color and the tan that I have through the rest of my, my body. If I've done some tanning, that looks so great. It just gives that glow and works with your skin tone so beautifully to let your natural skin just be tinted a little bit of warmth, a little bit of glow with a tan coming up. And so if you are one of those that maybe you have lost your tan on your face and it's gotten a little light over the time, using that Airbrush Veil Tinted Moisturizer in a deeper color on your skin tone is a great way to tone it out. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with my buffing brush and I'm just going to go and I'm just going to blend all of the colors. I'm going to blend the concealer under the eyes so it's not too heavy. I'm going to blend the blush, the contour, all of the things. We're just going to blend that out so that it is a very natural, very put together look. Again, I mean, it is such a balanced medium look that the Airbrush Spray Silk Foundation works great for any color and any finish that you're wanting. If you like a little bit more of a glowy finish, add a little bit more of the primer. If you like a little bit more of the matte, then you add a little bit of powder in the areas where it has that little bit of reflection. I think it is the perfect reflective tone, but not dewy. I would not call the Airbrush Spray Silk Foundation dewy. I say it's just got a little bit of a reflective tone to let that skin have luminosity. So it's not completely matte. This is a little more on the matte side. This is a little bit more on the dewier side because it's more skincare than it is tint. And this is like the perfect middle. So if you are looking for something that lets your skin look the best that it can look and is balanced and is well put together for all skin types, try the Airbrush Spray Silk Foundation. I have gone through so many of them. I'm getting tongue-tied here. So remember, there is a formula for you. And you can change your mind on what formula you want to wear when. Sometimes I want a very light natural look and I just want a tinted moisturizer and I'm good with that. And this gives me the Airbrush Veil Tinted Moisturizer, gives me that polished put together look while still letting my skin be the star of the show. Sometimes, and most of the time, I wear the Airbrush Spray Silk Foundation because it's balanced and it lets my skin look great. It gives me coverage. It gives me that makeup look without being a heavy makeup look, if that makes any sense. Like I have makeup on, but you're not like, oh, look at that makeup. So this gives a really beautiful natural foundation look while balancing it out. And then, there's just some days that when I am on set or when I have to go outside and be out and about all day long with people and I need things to stay, like weddings and like different events that are a little bit more heavy duty, the Airbrush Spray Full Coverage Face and Body stays put and I can go the whole day with no touch-ups with it. I don't have to worry about transfer. I don't have to worry about humidity or sweat, and it gives me everything that I need while looking young, fresh, and youthful. Alrighty, my friends, that's the 3 foundations you have to choose from with Luminess. We have one just for you. So if you have any questions whatsoever, please connect with us. We have beauty experts available at a 1-800 number specifically designed where a beauty expert will pick up with you, or you can join our group called Luminess Live. You can make a post there. You can come in. It's one of those places that no question is silly and we answer them all. And so we can connect with you, help you with getting the right formula, help you with getting the right color, and helping you really just create beauty your way. That's all it is. We're just customizing makeup to work for you because we've got whatever formula you might need. It's just what do you want and how do you want to look? And let us help you get there. All righty, my friends, that is today's demo. I will talk to you next time. And remember, my friends, the most beautiful thing you can do is be kind. So you never know what someone else is going through, and they don't know what you're going through. So be kind to yourself first and foremost, and then be kind to others. I will see you next time.